All right, we got Tennessee head coach Rick Barnes here. We'll go right into question. Please raise your hand. Wait for the microphone. Start with Ryan and Mike.
What did you like about what Jalen gave you guys tonight?
Again, Jalen's really been focused the last week or so. I mean, really, he knows we need him. I think he was really in tune with what we were doing. I thought both offensively and defensively, and just really proud of him. He and Coach Morgan have spent a lot of time together working on the simple things that we need defensively, and he's out there trying to do it. And it's all new to him. You know, we're asking him to do a lot of things that he hasn't done in the past, and he would tell you that. But he's got a wonderful attitude to try to get out there and expand his game. And I thought he was really solid. I thought Felix had a great mindset. Overall, our post guys were doing a lot of switching. And with that said, when we did switch some, they were rebounding hard in the first half a lot because those switches put us in a tougher position to rebound the ball. But again, Jalen, and I thought Jacoby played his best half of the season. I thought the way he worked the game for us, managed the game, was really, really good. And games like this, Rob Lanier is really one of the greatest blessings that God ever brought into my life. I love him to death, and I told her, I said, these guys are going to come in and play hard. They're going to be aggressive. They're really well coached. That's easy to see them do. They did some of the things that we thought, really trying to get physical with their guards, and we knew they were going to hit the glass hard. And when we scheduled this game a year ago, it was before he, lost 3 starters to the portal. But I know this: if I were building a program, he'd be one of the first guys I'd call. And the success that we had at Texas and here to start with, he's had so much to do with it, and I love the guy to death. And it's always hard when you play guys that you feel that emotionally tied in to, but I'm really proud of him. I mean, his teams, they never quit, and they never will, and Bryce is really lucky to have him, and again, I think he's one of the most underrated coaches in college basketball.
Do you have an update on JP, and when someone's kind of got the injury history he has, how concerning
they
can that
don't
be?
know, Mike, what it is, but they just said that all I can tell you is a left leg injury. I mean, it looked like when that play happened, the guy went in between his legs, and it looked, what I saw, maybe hyperextended it, but they'll do more tomorrow. But right now, all I can tell you is they say this is his left leg. But their caution, I guess, would be the word for it. But we'll see tomorrow.
Coach, just post play in general, how much different are you able to play this year than you have been the past 3 or 4 years with 5 legit guys?
Well, we are different. We can run them in there, and over time, we hope we can wear people down. And the one thing, looking at the numbers, I wish we'd have gotten Dwayne on the floor more tonight. I do know that, but we still could. Our guards we're going to have to learn how to play with them. I mean, we went through a stretch there where we got a little 3-point shot happy, and our post guys, they can all really make plays. They know what they're supposed to do. If they don't get it in the right post-up spot, they're going to dribble it out and get the guards back and bob. But we're different. There's no doubt we're different, and we're going to continue to. I hope certainly to get better in there, but we haven't. And you said it, in 5 years we haven't been able to do some of the things we're able to do with this group.
Rick, with that half of basketball you talked about with Jacoby, were you talking about the second half, and what was he doing so well to have command of the floor?
Well, we knew that they would be up there after him all night long, and I told him, I said, there's nobody in the country that can keep you from getting the ball if you make 2 hard cuts, and then it's up to the inbounder to deliver the ball. And I think he showed his cardio toughness tonight, but and they went after him a couple times, and I think he probably could have passed it, but you know what? He with him with the ball in his hand, his speed and quickness, he can get it where he wants to. But I thought just managing the game, really having a feel for what we needed to do. Ball screens, he's going to keep getting better with that. I mean, he's never been in a situation where he's had lob threats. He had one tonight. He just didn't throw it high enough, and the more he's in it, that's going to happen. But it's just his demeanor was different. I thought defensively, he worked at it, and just his overall, I didn't even look at his numbers. I loved his demeanor. We went 33 minutes, 6 for 12, 3 for 6, 2 for 4, 8, 4 turnovers. The only one I thought was the offensive foul was definitely an offensive foul, and the one in the first half he got put in a bad situation where he had nowhere to go and the ball got slapped out of his hand. But so you look at it, he should have been 8-2. But again, this being a floor general tonight was his best night out.
Rick, I'm sure everyone's kind of hoping that with JP it's not a significant injury, but with guys like him and maybe Fulke and others you've coached through your career who have had some multiple significant injuries, how do you kind of psychologically, emotionally deal with guys like that, as they go through those things?
You know what? One, you're glad we've got the depth that we have. There's times we haven't had that. For JP, we all hurt for him because, he's worked so hard to come back from the foot injury, and that was a freaky thing. During the game, I thought, I don't know how you can. It was an inadvertent play, but the guy just kind of fell through his legs, and his knee was locked. And it's one of those inadvertent things that happen. But he'll do everything he can to get back, and we're just hoping that it's nothing crazy, but other than maybe a hyperextended leg. But again, nobody wants to see him out there more than his teammates and the coaches because of how hard he's worked to work his way back.
How has Nate improved in playing as hard as he needs to play for long stretches at this level over the first couple of weeks?
Well, again, tonight was one of the more physical games probably since the Duke game, where physically guys could get at it a little bit. He's still got to get better with his shot selection. I thought when he got lost in the game, trying to rebound, sit down and play defense, I think innately his offense is going to come. I do, but when I think he's pressing to try to make a three, he doesn't have to press any of that. We isolated him tonight, made a really poor decision where that play is designed. It's going to be a tough shot for him probably, but if he does what we ask him to do, we feel like we got the board covered, and he's got to be more definite. But I thought he took 2 threes at the start of the game that weren't good shots, and I think when you do that, it just from a human interest you just think that I got to make one. He doesn't have to make one. He doesn't have to make a three to impact the game. If he just lets that part come to him, he'll be fine because he can do so. You look at his numbers again. Look at it. He should have been 6 for 11. He should have been 0 for 2. We should make another free throw. He had 10 rebounds, 19 points, 1 assist, and those turnovers maybe the one he threw away was he had 2 bad turnovers that he shouldn't have made. The one in the first half was one of the worst of the year for our team. So you take those, just a couple of those possessions there, he's got another great night. But he shouldn't be 0 for 4 from 3. He should be 0 for 2, but he's learning. He's learning. But I thought tonight he really sat down and tried to guard. He again, Coach McLean had the scout, did a great job, and we knew what was coming, and he got back cut, and we went over that over and over. It goes back to he'll continue to learn how to use the scout report, I think. I think he'll learn how to use it. And but he just got to settle in and let the threes come to him, and he'll be fine.
What were your thoughts on Felix's performance tonight, and what will you need from him if JP's got out for a bit?
I heard the first part about Felix. Yes. What was the second part?
What will you need from him going forward if you're without JP?
Well, defensively, you look at Felix's line, man. Look, he was where is he on here? 8 for 10, 4 for 4, 8 rebounds. He picked up how many fouls? He picked up some fouls in there, and that's another thing that Nate does really well. But Felix, just he and Jalen both, our guards, our post guys, did a pretty good job when we're switching on those guards, trying to stay in front of them. And what we need from him is consistency and keep fighting for his space. And, I told him, I said, if you'll get in there and get on the free throw, he's a good free throw shooter. And I said, you got to throw up shots or go up, strong and get fouled. And but he was locked in defensively tonight, and we need that every night.
3 more questions. Paige, Mike, Ryan.
So what do you think switched for him in the second half, where he had 15 minutes of play and I think 14 points came in that second half?
It always goes back, you know, if we do what we practice, where they get in the rhythm where they're used to catching the ball, where his teammates know how to get the ball, it goes to him fighting for his space, you know, getting off those screens, getting to the rim, because Jacoby, he's looking for those lobs. He is. He's looking for them, but running, you know, I think he had a turnover tonight. He shouldn't have taken the ball out of bounds. That's not what we want him to do. But if he works, I'm telling you, I mean, he's as hard a worker as we have on the team. He really wants to be good, and it goes back to him sitting down, getting his space, knowing where he wants to be, and those shots aren't easy shots in there when you're playing against guys that, you know, I talk about it all the time. You know, if they would protect guys in that area in terms of guys walking under like they do on a three-point shot, Felix would have a good night every night, because there's more fouls where guys walk under than I watch it in every college game. I don't care what it is, but they want to protect the three-point shooter, but they don't protect those guys the way they should. And if they did, believe me, he'd have big nights more than you'd think.
You kind of touched on it there, but Jacoby with the lobs to Felix, how long does it take for guys to build chemistry with that, and where's theirs at this point in the season?
You know, again, that's a great question, because it takes more time than you think. I mean, it's not just the lob there. You know, it's the other reads, and, you know, every game it can be different. Jacoby himself is learning how to read different ball screen coverages, you know, whether they're going to jump him or whatever covers they might be in. But he's learning to play with a really good pace, and he's learning where that, like earlier, he was getting a lot of his lobs blocked because he was going too deep. He knows it's got to happen pretty much before he gets to below that foul line, definitely before he gets below the foul line area normally. But he's had to go from playing down here, drop-offs, to getting it up, and he would tell you that first day we worked on it with him, he said, I've never done this, but in a short time, he's come a long way.
Last one from Ryan.
How did Ethan respond to some of the things you were on him about last week, and what was different for him today?
Really proud of Ethan. You know what? He obviously started last game, wasn't a good start for him, bounced back in practice, and really going into yesterday, we thought we would come back and start him again, but Mo has really, the guy that's going to win that fifth spot consistently is going to be the best defensive guy of the group, the most consistent guy. And Bishop, that's why Bishop was starting, and I think defensively Mo earned that start tonight. But again, I thought he did. Mo was 1 for 7. He should be probably 1 for 4. Took some shots he shouldn't take, and he didn't have to press there. He doesn't, and he's a good basketball player. But defensively, he's had really two good back-to-back games where he's really worked. But it's really a byproduct of what he's been doing in practice, because he's been doing it in practice more and more consistently.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you guys.